Goodbye, Norma Jean, though I never knew what all that had to rest to hold yourself with those around your core.
It was 1967. I was an unemployed farm worker at that particular time, although I'd done many other things, in Lincolnshire. Desperate, basically, to sort of escape the rural life, because really...
Seems to me you lived your life like a candle in the wind, never knowing who to cling to when the rain set in.
That time with Long John Baldry, I've been playing with John for a long time, and I was fed up with being in the band that had no ambition, was just happy with their money. We were playing cabaret.
Long before your legend ever did.
The young Bernie Taupin and the chubby Elton John met when they both answered an advert in the New Musical Express. It started a partnership which spawned songs like this.
Loneliness was toughest role you ever played. Hollywood created a superstar, paid with the price you paid. Even when you died, oh, the press still hounded you. All the papers had to say was that Marilyn was found in the news. Seems to me you lived your life like a candle in the wind, never knowing who to cling to when the rain set in. Would have liked to love you, but I was just a kid. The candle burned out long before your legend ever did.
The first song that we ever demoed was a thing called Scarecrow.
Yeah.
And see my eyes and see my face. The seagulls say you're gone.
Well, that was fantastic to know.
Oh yeah, unbelievable. But I remember when we did the. Oh yeah, I was unbelievably impressed. I mean, you know, to have something you'd written put to music. I mean, it was like a dream come true. I remember going back with my demo, you know, and playing it until it had worn out. No, I mean, it was great. I mean, it was magic.
It was on both ways. I mean, it was suddenly. I mean, we got on very well. It was kind of like we became kind of buddies instantly, in a sense, and it was kind of we just. I mean,
I think we depended very much on each other, because I think Elton, having left the band, was kind of on his own and had become somewhat of a loner, and myself, being away from my own environment down in the big city, I had no friends. So it was we were very, very much dependent on each other, and we became like roomies, you know. We were roommates and buddies and brothers all in one. And I think that's why it was so inspiring in the early days for us, because we really, all we had was each other.
Yeah, and
I was just a kid. Your candle burned out long before your legend never did.
What's your favourite song ever that you've done together?
That we've written together?
Yeah.
That's impossible to answer, you know. I mean, we can't, I really can't sort of make lists, you know. I mean, it's funny, because going on the road with Elton this year, every night or every occasional night, I will hear a song that he does on stage that I've really, well, I'm familiar with him because he's doing them every night, but I'll stop and think, God, it's like Leave On the other night. I suddenly realized that's really a timeless song that really stands the test of time, and it sounds great, you know. And so I go through phases. I mean, to pick one instantaneously now would be so difficult, but there are the ones that are up there, things like Candle in the Wind, because I think it's the perfect marriage of melody and lyric.
How do you feel then when people would naturally sort of think of you alongside Lennon McCartney or Simon and Garfunkel or Gilbert and Sullivan?
Well, Simon and Garfunkel never wrote songs. It was Paul Simon. But I mean, we were. The great thing about us, we were such fans of everybody else. That's why I think in the initial 5 years when we became successful, the 5 years from 70 to 75, I I couldn't really believe what was happening to me, because we were in the charts with people that we used to queue up to buy records. I mean, we used to buy import records. We used to go to a place called Musicland in Berwick Street, which
No,
had
really, I mean, it was like our drug. I mean, we fed off music. We fed off
vinyl,
music.
We were vinyl junkies.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to sit. I mean, our first stereo system was bought out of a Kay's Club book. It was £62, 10 bob or whatever it was, and I mean, we used to pay a certain amount of money every week. And it was, I mean, but just to have a stereo with 2 separate speakers, I mean, we were just in hog's heaven. I
we
mean,
couldn't afford 2 of any records, so we had to buy one and share it.
Yeah, but then we had our own separate piles of records.
Yeah.
It was, you know, the whole thing was based on, when we met, it was kind of like something just went like that, and the enthusiasm, we had just had this complete love of what we were doing and love of other people's stuff. I mean, there was a lot of very good music around when we came together. The standard of albums was much, much higher than it is today. You used to go out and buy 8 or 9 albums a week that were fantastic. Nowadays, you're lucky to find 3 a year that are